I promise you, I'm going to actually give you some insight that I don't think anybody really is pointing out about this whole situation. So please stay in tune for that. And if you like what you've seen so far, please hit that like button. But let me just dive right into it. All right, you guys, because apparently there's been a lot of things that's just unanswered questions, things that just doesn't really make sense about this whole situation. So apparently, and let me actually just get right to it, right? So apparently, according to the New York Post, you see that Titanic tour CEO didn't hire 50-year-old white guys because they were inspirational. I want you guys to actually hear this. I'm gonna read it out for you, right? It says the OceanGate CEO, who is trapped on a 22-foot submersible on an ill-fated voyage to see the Titanic wreck. Let me just zoom it in for you guys, right? Explain how he didn't hire 50-year-old white guys with military experience to captain his vessels because they weren't inspirational. Do you guys hear that? Again, this is the reason why I'm even bringing this out is because, again, a lot of times we see things on the surface and we want, our hearts, they pull on our heartstrings and we feel very bad about certain situations. And truth be told, I still feel bad, right? I don't think anybody deserves to drown in a submarine. I'm not hoping for that. But again, the information is not looking good. But what's my point, right? My point is that why in the world do we live in a time and age where people think that it would be better to go with younger people with less experience to actually captain and pilot the submarine versus 50-year-old men who have years of experience? In what world does that make sense? I mean, again, they going 2 miles under the water. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I just want to get my ass back home. Wouldn't you guys agree? Please put it in the chat if you agree. But I would have just want to get home. I don't care who's piloting. Give me the most qualified individual to pilot the submarine. Why does the age of the people matter? But check this out, right? Because I'm going to keep going. It gets worse, right? Stockton Rush, 61, added that such expertise was unnecessary because anybody can drive the sub with a $30 video game controller. Did you hear that, you guys? The disrespect. I'm going to read it again. Anybody can drive the sub with a $30 video game controller. In the Bible, it mentions that, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Again, I don't know what's going to happen to these individuals, but if it doesn't come out, if nothing good comes out of it, I would not be surprised, because the amount of haughtiness, the amount of pride, the amount of hubris that was involved in this trip is out of this world. To actually demean the actual qualifications of a pilot, a submarine pilot, and relegate it to, where anybody could drive it with a $30 video game controller. All right. When I started the business, one of the things you'll find, there are other sub operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I mean, why does that matter? Please tell me, why does that matter? The age and the race of these individuals. Why does it matter? Are they qualified? That's all that matters, guys. Rush told Teledyne Marine in a newly resurfaced, undated Zoom interview, "I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology, but a 25-year-old, who's a sub-pilot or a platform operator or one of our techs can be inspirational," he continued. Do you guys see this? So all in the name of inspiration, you went with less qualified, younger individuals to actually pilot the submarine. And how did that fare? Again, I'm not trying to make a mockery of them. I'm really not. But I'm just trying to keep it a buck. I'm trying to keep it 100 with you guys because I never like to lie to you guys any damn way. Why in the world, in the name of being inspirational, would you go with younger individual? I mean, again, the Bible says young men for their strength, old men for their wisdom. Do you know the amount of wisdom these so-called 50-year-old ex-military guys, do you know how much wisdom they probably possessed in actually operating that thing? But nope, they wanted to go with youth. And now here's the thing that I find very disconcerting regarding this whole situation, right? That apparently there's a whole bunch of people online that are now making fun of this whole thing, right? And when I first heard that, I was like, why would they be making fun? Let me actually, before I even get into my putting my 2 words in, my 2 cents in, I want you to see some of the memes that's been circulating. All right. So look what it says. Touring the wreck of the Titanic, $250,000. Joining the wreck of the Titanic, forever, priceless. This is the internet for you. I mean, we are still trying to determine whether or not these individuals are alive. And yet, thanks to social media, thanks to the internet, right? You have a whole bunch of people they just ran to the opportunity to make these memes, right? Here's another one. Poor people, rich people, billionaires. Do you see that? A crushed can of Pepsi. I mean, and you have a whole bunch of people actually liking this stuff. I'm not even going to go on because, this whole website has a whole bunch of these memes and it's actually quite sickening. Again, that's why I wanted to read that other part to you first because it says getting upset and throwing the controller, everyone else on the submarine. Right. And that's why I wanted to read it to you, because if you see some of this stuff happening online, you're probably wondering to yourself, like, why in the world is this happening? Why are people making fun? And what's the correlation of the controller? Well, because apparently anybody could drive a submarine with a $30 controller. So it's kind of like a bitter, harsh irony that the same way you try to demean actual pilots, now people are using that same $30 controller reference, right? Let me see if I can find it for you one more time. Now people are using that same $30 right controller reference, and they're using it to mock these people who are dying. Now I think it's tasteless. I don't find it funny or amusing at all. Again, that's not my hope for anybody. But the point that I'm really trying to stress out is that, again, you guys, you see situations like this, and a lot of times you're just like, damn, man, what in the world is going on? And I already know my take on this situation might be a little bit controversial. Again, I do not wish any harm. I would actually hope that there actually is a chance. But based off the information that's being presented, I don't think it's looking good. Again, 96 hours. I don't know exactly when, but they said 96 hours in Sunday. It's now Thursday, 4 days later. So we're literally at the door, or we're really close. We're really close, if not past the 96-hour mark already. So it's not looking good. And now the area where the Titanic was and where the submarine was actually observing, now they're starting to see debris. It's not looking good. My heart goes out to the family members. But it's really sad, again, because when you look behind what was actually going on, you might realize that there was a lot of pride, a lot of hubris, a lot of youthful ignorance that was involved in this catastrophe and this historic setback. This is truly going to go down in history as, like, pretty much it's the modern day Titanic. And what a name, the Titan. What a name. Wow. But you guys, again, pride goes before destruction and a hardy spirit before a fall. I hope you guys are actually listening to me. And not just me, but what the Bible has to say. Because that's the word, you guys. Again, It's always better to be humble, and it's always better to go with wisdom. Don't look at people just because of their age. Oh, they're 50-year-old white men in the middle. Who cares about any of that? Are they going to get you back home safe? That's all that actually matters. Anyway, guys, if you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment down below, because it would help the channel out a lot. But also, I would really love to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about the whole situation? If there's more news regarding the situation that I may not be privy to, or other people that's watching may not be privy to, please post the link down below in the descriptions. Chime in, fill us in, because again, this is historic. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime, but yet here we are. With that being said, you guys, Nick over and out. Jesus is king, y'all. So if you enjoyed this clip, click on the full video right here. And if you would like to see more videos like this, click on the playlist right here. Game hard, y'all.